Okay, so in this video we will talk about weather phenomena. So first, let's talk about clouds. So clouds are made of droplets of water and ice, and so they are formed by warm rising air, and they can be classified based on altitude. So when you see these prefixes, so nimbus means bringing precipitation, alto means mid-latitude, cirro means high altitude. Cumulus means puffy and tall, and strato means later appearance. So if I could give you an example, cumulonimbus clouds, they're tall and puffy, and nimbus brings precipitation, and so these are the clouds that bring thunderstorms. And so another fun fact about clouds, and they're not made of cotton candy, and if you've seen fog, that's actually a cloud that's at ground level. So if you ever wondered what it's like to be in a cloud, and if you've been in fog, then you've been inside a cloud. And so, what are fronts? So, these are the meetings of two air masses, and these large bodies are moved around the world by convection currents and rotation. So, they are very important in storm formation. So, when a front passes, the temperature changes, the wind speeds up, and precipitation often occurs. And so, this is the contributing factor to many of the mid-latitude storms. And so warm fronts. So this is where a tropical air mass moves into cold regions, rising above the cold air. And so cirrus clouds often indicate their approach. And clouds condense as water vapor in the atmosphere, and the main precipitation type of cloud is nimbostratus. And often the precipitation is light rain, and fair weather returns after the front passes. And so cold fronts are when the cold air masses burrow their way under the warm front, and then they can also sneak through the trailing edge of warm fronts. And so what happens is the warm air pushes upward, creating cumulonimbus clouds, and these are the clouds that cause thunderstorms. And precipitation falls in bands in thunderstorms and hail, and sunny skies return, but cloud buildup can follow shortly. So now stationary fronts. So this is when the air masses meet but don't advance. And then this is when the temperature and pressure differences are small. So this causes light wind and precipitation. So occluded fronts are more complex, where there's a hidden cold front that catches up with the warm front. And then the advancing cold air pushes the warm front above the surface, and there's thick, heavy precipitation and unpredictable weather. And you can see occluded fronts form cyclones, and this is a diagram of how cyclones form. So like a low pressure center where air is rotating around it. And so you could see fronts are quite clear on this weather map, with the blue lines representing cold fronts, and the warm front in the red line, and the occluded front in the purple line here, and with the low pressure center. So now here's an activity to try to test your understanding of clouds. So let's say you see this cloud heading your way when you go on a hike in Alberta, and so what is the name of this cloud, and what kind of weather would you expect with this cloud? So I'll review the answer in 5 seconds. Alright. So the cloud is called cumulonimbus, and it's formed when the warm moist air is forced upward by a cold front, and they tower into the troposphere, giving its distinctive anvil shape, and which seems to look like a mushroom cloud. And so thunderstorms cause lightning, and so lightning is the charge difference in the cloud, with the positive charge at the top and the negative charge in the bottom, and then the balancing of this charge is lightning. So it often strikes tall objects such as the CN Tower. And hail is formed in thunderstorms too, when the updrafts of the thunderstorm repeatedly throw ice pelts back up into the heights of the cloud. And it forms repeatedly, and the more it happens, the bigger the hailstone comes. And hailstones fall when updrafts subside or hailstones become too heavy. And hailstones in Canada are mostly found in Hailstone Alley in Alberta, and that's where hailstones get the most frequent and largest. Alright, so in the next video we'll talk about hurricanes.